How's it going, everybody? My name is Mike from Actual Otters, and I'm with
Jackie.
And today we are talking about a series that, well, this is about to be a really bad pun here, but this series is now dead to me. We're talking about The Walking Dead. There's a lot to cover, but we kind of want to talk about where the show kind of fell out for us. Like, we used to kind of be pretty big fans of it, and now we kind of only watch for family night. So Jackie, explain first where you think the show went wrong.
It's a lot of different places.
Well, want me to start off what I think about it, where it went wrong?
Yeah, sure.
So the place I think that it kind of went wrong is the cut budget, obviously. These episodes where you have like one character per episode, it just makes the plot drag on and it feels so boring. I mean, you have Negan, like the best villain from the comics. They cast him perfectly, and the guy's barely like in the show. It feels like. Have you noticed that? Oh, don't worry, guys, he's missing, but we'll get some payoff like 4 episodes later, and it's like.
I should probably say
why?
really quick. There are spoilers in this, right?
Yeah, there are spoilers in this video. Yeah, so that's the thing. That kind of irks me. It's someone say, oh, there's character development, but you have to combine the two properly with like surprising moments, action, and character development. You can do that. I mean, if you look at season 3, I'm not saying season 3 was a masterpiece. Oh God, no. But season 3 had a lot of problems. But the thing about season 3 that was great, that I liked, were the episodes that switched the point of view from Rick's group and the governor's group. What do you think?
Yeah, I liked it. Back in the day, I was hanging on till like season 4, and then I just stopped. I was too bored.
Yeah.
The way it was edited, the way it was written, everything, it was just like,
The other thing too, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but every like episode feels like they're trying to be like artistic or something. Like
artistic,
every
or like
episode.
They're trying to sell more merchandise.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I
You gotta say the one that you
frickin'
tell me all the time.
What? Pickles, just Pickles. What's his name's?
Eugene's
Pickles.
Pickles.
Eugene's Pickles. Like,
Yeah.
Of course, t-shirts.
And I'm just like, I guess the thing that bums me out is like, this could have been like the best arc in the whole show. Like it was all written out in the comics and stuff, and it's just like, I just kind of don't really know where I went wrong, to tell you the truth. There's so much, I guess, that goes into it, like the pacing. Like I said, it feels like nothing has happened since, spoilers for season 7, since Glenn and Abraham bit it in the first episode. That was probably one of my favorite episodes in the whole series, was the first episode of season 7. I remember I said to him, like, wow, season 6 I didn't really like that much, but this is bringing it back, I think. I think they finally know what they're gonna do.
These past few seasons could easily be narrowed down to just a couple episodes and still keep all the important stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like, that's the thing, they could condense some of these episodes. I mean, they could have probably combined that episode with Tara and, whatchamacallit, Daryl, with the Easy Street. They probably could have made that into one episode, cutting all the bullshit filler and just combining it together. That would have probably been a pretty good episode had they done that. I mean, I actually didn't mind the Daryl episode. Tara one just bored the shit out of me. I'm not hating on the actress or anything.
Yeah,
she plays her character
awesome.
well. Yeah, I'm just talking about the story. And I hope you guys know this. Like, I like the actor. I love the actors on this show. I'm a big fan of all of them. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan kills it as Negan. Guy's great.
Trash Lady kills it too well. I don't like her.
Yeah, oh yeah. So that's another thing I didn't. There's just some of the stuff in the season 2 just seems like the Saviors, like, I feel like shouldn't be getting their ass kicked this bad. Like at the start of the season, they'll say, oh, they won in the mid-season finale, but like it seemed like they're just getting like thrashed like way too much. Like I feel like there doesn't feel like any chance of them winning right now, and like everybody's infinite bullets.
Yeah.
I believe I remember in the comic they use.
Yeah.
This is spoilers for the comic too, but Eugene, they use him as a bullet maker, so it justifies them getting the.
That'd be cool too. I
Yeah.
think what they might be trying to do, is show how the Saviors kind of fall apart when Negan's not there. But even then,
They could have done that in like an episode though. Literally just make an
Yeah.
episode about it. Have the one with like they could have, I guess, done that in Eugene's episode. Was that the one? No, because he was back in Eugene's episode. But they could have showed more of the descent, I guess, and less of let me take your confession for a whole episode.
That was cringy. Not to use that word. But
That was pretty bad.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't very good. So we're gonna talk about the mid-season finale.
One more thing about that point. I'm really sorry not to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
It's like they use the priest figure as an actual, like, let me take your confession, and then they use the guy named Jesus as an actual Jesus figure. Stop trying to so hard to be like,
I also want to
don't
point
know.
out one thing too that I forgot to say earlier before we get on to the mid-season finale, that in The Walking Dead, I was saying, like, they try to be, like, artistic every episode, or, like, this hidden meaning behind everything and stuff. Do you know, gosh, people are probably going to hate me for saying this, but you know what game does it subtly that I actually love and we talk about on this channel constantly?
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. No, World of Warcraft, and I'm going to talk about a certain character, you know, as my favorite villain. Alternate Gul'dan. I mean, if you think about the way he went, hear me out. The way he went was kind of ironic, and, like, I guess you could even say it's artistic in a way, because he says to Varian, is like, you'll be remembered for nothing. And then he's the one that ends up being remembered for nothing. And I don't know if that's, like, artistic kind of, if they're trying to go for something like that, that's good, because they did it subtly, too. They wasn't in your face about it. I mean,
it's not, like, artsy-fartsy artistic, like Walking Dead. Like,
yeah.
At least WoW is kind of self-aware, and they know what they are. Walking Dead, the writers are... when you get down to it, it's a zombie show, and they kind of step away from it, and they're trying to be so much more than if they just accepted what they actually are.
It'd be more interesting to start killing people off
exactly,
and stuff.
Like,
dude, do you remember the first few seasons? Like, you never knew who was going to die.
That's why that was golden, because they weren't trying to be like, oh, make t-shirts. Oh, make sure people make memes of this and AMVs of this.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. So I think it's time we get to the mid-season finale, and I guess I'm pretty much... I mean, me and Jackie, we kind of only really watch to spend some time with her family, and we have Sunday nights at her house, but with the overall story, I'm pretty done with it now as somebody who liked the comics and stuff. They basically all but announced that episode. They didn't do it, of course, because they have to make people wait to get the viewers for the next episode, and the thing that irks me about that is... It's like, okay, great. To me, it's almost like another, just as bad as the end of season 6 when they don't show who Negan kills. It's like, okay, everybody knows, like, basically, to put it bluntly, guys, they killed off Carl. And I feel bad for the actor. I feel bad for the character because of just how Carl is the main character in the comics. Mm-hmm. He's Rick's replacement when Rick inevitably bites it. I mean, it's just a matter of time. Now there's no Carl in the show. I really don't care.
Judith. Like,
yeah.
I'm curious how they would write her, but it's like, that's not, you know, they built it up from
Carl's
the beginning
been built
of the
up
season.
for 7 years,
if
I think,
you weren't,
now.
Even if you weren't, like, reading the comics and you were watching it from season 1, they were building Carl up, like, you know, like, he was going to take Rick's place and stuff. He was going to be an awesome character. And there was, like, that, you know, idea that, hey, he could be, you know, he could go, but, like, you knew deep down he was the one that was going to continue.
He's interesting.
Yeah,
he was very interesting. And they didn't use, you know, the current showrunner, what's his name, Scott Gimp, like, barely used Carl on screen.
Barely, and then all of a sudden it's supposed to be sad when he dies.
Yeah, and it's like,
it was sad, but it's like the
why?
way they did it was like so pitiful and petty. Like, why a walker
He got bit
bite?
off screen. Well,
like,
it was on screen, he said, but it's like,
for,
oh,
like,
yeah.
a main character to die.
Yeah.
Sort of off screen. You didn't actually see the bite happen. I don't remember.
That's the thing.
And
the thing is, one of my favorite interactions in the comic is the way Carl and Negan interact, like especially in the next arc. I don't want to spoil too much, but they're just interesting. They're dynamic together. I mean, even in that episode, they were pretty good. Mm-hmm. Like, honestly, the two actors that play them are great. One thing that I did kind of want to talk about too, not to get on the subject of like the actors and stuff, because we're talking about the show. I kind of find it pretty disrespectful what they did to the kid that played Carl. Did you hear the story about that online?
Not too. I know it wasn't like a planned thing. Well, Carl. I mean, sorry. Chandler didn't know that was gonna happen till
Yeah, he moved. He moved to where the set was.
Like, they didn't tell him that, like, you know.
I mean, that was his role, you know what I mean? And this guy was just like, I don't know what he's trying to go for. Oh, apparently he said he's trying to give Rick and Michonne character development. Somebody told me on Twitter, I think.
So, like, why would you still kill off another main character that's supposed to take it over? Like,
yeah, they could give them character development so many better ways.
They already tried doing that.
Do you know what?
Do
you know what this idiot's trying to do? Okay, I'm gonna spoil the comics a little bit, guys, and I know we've been talking about spoilers. This guy, the showrunner, Scott Gimple or whatever, you know what he's probably trying to do? He's probably trying to make Negan seem sympathetic, because this is what's going to turn him to the feeling bad about all of it at the end. Because All Out War, he kind of in the comic, he sees what Rick kind of gets through to him, what he's trying to do. Yeah, people are going to be pissed. I mean, this doesn't translate well into TV.
Carl dies, he's not supposed to die.
Yep. Oh, and Carl's arc,
Negan lives, and if the people that don't follow the comic find out, you know, spoilers, that Negan lives instead of dies, They're gonna be pissed.
I'm pretty pissed
like
about
a
it right now, to
double
tell you the
whammy right
truth.
there.
And if you guys are wondering if I'm pointing at my screen, I am pointing right now. But I just think, and you know, there's a thing that sucks about like Scott Gimple. I actually thought he did a pretty good job on the first like part of season 5, like the first few episodes of the Cannonballs, and then season 4 of the Governor. He didn't do bad, I thought, honestly. I thought he did fine, especially after he was cleaning up 3 a little bit in 4. But like. The thing that, like, I just don't understand what happened. Like, maybe the budget got cut, but if that was his choice, that's a piss poor choice, dude. Definitely won't be watching this video, but, like, that's just, like, bad. Mm-hmm. You don't do that. I feel like that's so disrespectful to the source material. It's like...
I'm really wondering what the writer of the comics is thinking about all that. Because, like... He wasn't happy with them straying from his work.
Yeah, and I don't think...
a little bit in the first couple seasons, and this guy just...
You heard about that too, right? He wasn't
Yeah.
happy about it, yeah. I think that's one of the reasons they got rid of the guy who did season 2 and 3, because he kept wanting to kill... He killed Andrea off, and she was, she's Rick's significant other in the comics. So, I don't know. It's bullshit. I'm pretty done with the show. I think this has been the worst season so far, like worse than last season. That says something. I mean, did we really need those close-ups on everybody's face last episode?
Whoever does those individual episodes, like directing-wise, I know Scott Gimple's the main guy, but like they really like close-ups on faces.
I've noticed that too.
Been in a couple episodes.
But there is one character that I'll say, absolute favorite character they have added the past 2 seasons. You know who, Jackie? Mm-mm. Jerry.
Oh.
That guy's awesome. But I mean, other than that, guys,
I'm gonna say Shiva.
Yeah, Shiva.
Fucking stupid how that thing.
I like Ezekiel. His actor's great in the show. But anyway, guys, we don't like the show anymore. I recommend if you are watching the show still, give it up and go read the comics if you really like the series I mentioned. What's up?
Yeah, Walker Stalker was good. We got to see Ezekiel in person.
Yeah, we did. That's what we did. It was cool meeting some of the actors. But I mean, we're saying this as people that like really like the show. Like I remember when like way back in the day, like I just like collected like a bunch of Negan stuff, like the comics and even the show of it when they first started out, because I like Negan. I think he's a good villain, but it's a shame they don't use him in the show. But
yeah,
overall, I'm pretty done with this show. I mean, I've been watching it from the start, and I just. You know, there was stuff that I was like, okay, maybe like Beth's death when she died, I was like, well, that wasn't great, but I can get over it. But I feel like Carl's too far. I don't think they're gonna revert the decision to kill him off either at this point. So
I liked the 100th episode.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Robot Chicken episode.
Always
Watch that
wondered,
one.
you know, Snoopy's gonna play a big role, I think.
Snoopy will be in it eventually. But you know, guys, overall, I think there's much better TV you can be watching than this show now. The first few seasons were great. I think it had its run at this point. I hate to say it. Part of me still loves the show. I won't lie to you guys. I'm one of those like shitty fans that has like some of the merch and stuff. Like I have a Negan poster on my wall and like a Negan glass. But like
watches over you as you sleep.
He does watch over me while I sleep. But like I was a big fan of what I think it was like after I didn't read the comic before the show. I'm gonna be honest. I read it like in like season I think it was like 2 or 3. I started reading it. But it was in the downtime between seasons. I just used to really love the show. I guess one of my favorite things. And now I just don't give a shit about it. I know I'm kind of dragging this video on right now about it, but I just needed to kind of get that off my chest. Like we haven't made a video in months, but like I'm just so salty about this. Things you might want to look forward to me and Jackie doing. We've been like so busy with college and stuff, school, work.
College works, yeah.
But I'd like to hopefully maybe start doing some videos again. I'd like to maybe do a review like this of The Last Jedi on Thursday when we go see it for the pre-showing. Definitely would like to make a video on the new It movie. So good. We're still. I actually want us to do videos like Battle for Azeroth, PTR, World of Warcraft again. Various game reviews when I have time. The problem is like my computer kind of sucks, so I need to get a better way to record stuff. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching Actual Otters. Jackie, you want to say anything before we tune out?
Have a nice night, folks, or day, morning, whatever you're doing.
And we'll have this up before Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Bye.